Rebel Wilson's new comedy Senior Year just dropped and is available to stream on Netflix. Here's my review of Senior Year. Here's the thing. I know that it requires us to suspend logic when we're watching fish out of water comedies oftentimes, but some of the best are done so well where you don't have to do that, like Legally Blonde, Coming to America, Miss Congeniality, Trading Places, White Chicks, Back to School, and so forth. Many of them are done well. This one wasn't. So Senior Year is a fish out of water comedy with nothing to laugh about. I mean, I didn't laugh a single time, and the runtime is almost 2 hours. Not a single time. Most of the time I was watching, I was a little cringed out. That's not even being over dramatic. Rebel Wilson plays Stephanie, a cheerleader who's injured doing a stunt that lands her in a coma for 20 years. When she awakens, she realizes her prom date has married her arch nemesis from high school. So what's the first thing she wants to do to catch up with all this lost time? Finish her senior year of high school. Who does that? No. She wants to make her married ex-boyfriend and his wife jealous. She wants to be crowned prom queen instead of all the other students who's been attending this school for 4 years. So when she comes out of the coma, the doctor claims she doesn't have it all there, like she's not in control of her faculties. We don't really see that though. What we see is an out of control Karen. They just let her back in school. Like she throws a tantrum. She gets her way. She gets what she wants. And that's unsatisfying when you're looking for something funny. She doesn't want counseling. She's not tested to get back in this school as a 37-year-old woman. She just gets back in because she throws a tantrum. That didn't set well with me. Okay. And then now her high school is woke. So the first act is really a time waster. We see that she isn't popular at one point, and she does everything she needs to do to become popular. She gets the guy, she becomes a cheerleader, she has all of these great friends. One in particular ends up being the principal in this current day. So her best friend from high school is the principal, who lets her back in school around all these kids. Yeah, that's it. And the principal frowns on cheer captains, frowns on prom courts, frowns on bullying, frowns on uniformity, frowns on cliques, and frowns on recreational trophies. There's even a bit where the school displays a well made of tampons. It's not funny. It wants to be woke for laughs, not for inclusiveness. So it's actually lampooning wokeness. Everything it wants to be woke about, Stephanie eviscerates. Like, they let Stephanie run off the guardrails. So it sort of contradicts its wokeness. Stephanie returning to finish her senior year isn't even charitable. It's cringe. She befriends teens and begs them to teach her how to be popular in this new world. There's even a scene where Stephanie's in the basement with all these students, who's her clique now, and they're doing these provocative dance routines on tabletop. Like, there was nothing funny. It's a cute little dance routine, but it's just... And there are 3 screenwriters who wrote this. Three professional screenwriters. And I believe the questions that these screenwriters had to ask themselves when they were conceptualizing and beating the screenplays, outlining this screenplay, they had to ask these questions. Who will agree for her to get back in school? Okay, let's make her best friend from high school the principal now. Who will be her love interest, especially since her prom date from high school has married her arch nemesis? Well, make her secret admirer the librarian of the school, of the same school. And how do we address the fact that cheerleaders attempted to murder her doing one of the routines in front of hundreds of student witnesses? Ignore it. In essence, this movie is really just about a middle-aged woman allowed to run off the guardrails unchecked. She throws fits, and all the adults around her cave to her wildest whims, allowing her to contribute to the delinquency of a minor, all because she wants to be more popular. There is absolutely nothing funny about that. This movie will give you the cringy. I think there was more of a gold mine of comedy if millennials or Gen Z went back to the 80s and 90s rather than in this current year, because millennials and Gen Z already deal with these Stephanies. They already deal with people around them, especially, the adults on TikTok or the adults on IG or the other platforms that they use constantly. They already deal with adults who really don't know how to maximize or use the technology the same way. I just think that it should have been the other way around. Someone should have gone back, if they wanted to do it at all, because this is an oversaturated subgenre. But if someone went back in time to see if they could handle what us Gen X's handled or went through in the 80s and 90s, then maybe there was more of a comedy gold mine. And 2 hours, it's way too long. It's way too long. It wasted 30 minutes at least in the first act to get all the way to the point of her being in a coma. If it wanted to carve off 30 minutes, it could have just had her in the coma. We really didn't need to know that she went out of her way to be popular. That's neither here nor there. This movie gave me the cringies. It's a mess. One of the worst comedies that I have seen this year. On a grading scale, I would rate senior year a D. Thank you so much. If you stuck around this long, I certainly appreciate you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Until next time, peace.